Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese and welcome to this episode of the Ellison Education Video Series. You can combine the study of geometry with crafts to create moving mobiles, which is what I've done here. If you look, it looks just like a Christmas tree and the message is written on a tag at the top. But when I kind of flatten it with my hand, you can see that both the tree itself and even the pot in which the tree will sit is created with triangles and then a star and, as I mentioned, a tag on the top. In order to do that, you want to start by cutting out the geometric shapes, the triangles. So whether you're going to use the plastic back die or the wood back die, either one, the steel rule works great. So you're going to cut 2 of the green for the triangles. This is the same size triangle. I've cut a piece of paper into a strip and I've used tape on the die to indicate this is where the strip is going to get placed. This is going to generate the shape that I want for the base or the pot in which the tree will sit. So if I move this strip out of the way, you can see once I've cut it in the machine, it's going to generate this shape. And once again, you need 2 because you're going to trap the thread in between these layers. In order to do the cutting, what I've done is I've marked 1. So I've gone ahead with a pencil and I've marked the places where I'm going to separate this triangle into layers. In order to avoid having to do it twice, I am going to just use a little bit of removable adhesive and I am going to place it on the second triangle so that it will just help to hold these 2. I'm going to tamp them so they're nicely aligned. It will hold them together. So now when I cut the layers out, I'm cutting both triangles at once. It's just faster. I'm going to go ahead and use my pencil line as a guide and I'll cut. You could start with whatever size triangle you want and you can cut as many layers as you want. I have a long length of thread and I always start at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and place adhesive on the base and I have solid adhesive and I'm going to position my thread so that it just sits right directly in the middle of this design. Then I'm going to take the partnering shape and just lay it right on top. And sometimes I use my fingers to kind of really align them nicely. Make sure it's coming right up the middle. If it's too far on one side or the other, when you go to hang it, the layers will catch on each other. So once you have the base, then you want to start with the next layer. So I'm going to take, and I only need to put my adhesive on 1 of the pieces. So I have solid adhesive. You want to leave a little gap. I usually leave, about a 1/4 inch. You want this to be right down the middle. And then I'm going to take and place the partnering segment so that it sits right over the top. And periodically, you can lift it up and make sure that it really is in the middle. If it really hangs funny, cattywampus one way or the other, it means you may have gone too far off one edge. With the kids, you might even have them with a ruler mark the center, and then they have a pencil line that they can use as a guide. At this point, I'm going to just repeat this same process with each of the layers. Now that I have the tree itself and the pot that the tree is sitting in attached with the thread trapped in the middle, now it's just a question of adding the star at the top of the tree, and it's done really in a similar way. I put adhesive, really only need to put it on 1 of them, place it behind, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the 2 bottom tips because they are sitting on the tree. And then line this up so that it matches and it comes out the top. You want to leave as long of a string as is practical for where you plan on hanging this. If you're going to hang it from the ceiling, then you probably want a really long length of string. You can go ahead and just tie a simple knot on the end, and that will give you a tag that's attached. And then I used a white pin. In fact, let me go back and show you on this one. You can see I just said have a tremendous holiday. What's kind of fun about this is this, because it will go flat, this can easily go home. This could even be sent out as a Christmas card. Look, if I take this off and then put this into a folded piece of paper, Look at how this now can go through the mail. How cool is that? When you look at the designs, if I bring this back up and hang this again, if you look at the designs on the tree, basically it's just different geometric patterns. So what I did was I took a deeper shade of green and I used this darker green to create stripes, sometimes vertical, sometimes horizontal. I also used a hole punch so that a deeper shade of green would show through it to create polka dots. All of the decorating and the designing is something that the kids will have fun with. You know, a couple of triangles and a string, it's really all it takes to create a beautiful mobile.